Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I am Janke Gomez, and to my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for coming back. This video is going to be a story time. As you can see the title, How I Almost Died from Carbon Monoxide Poisoning. Every year, hundreds of people die from carbon monoxide poisoning, called the silent killer. If you want to hear the story of how I almost died from carbon monoxide poisoning, keep watching. If you have watched the video on culture shocked, and if you have not watched it after watching this video, please go and check it out. I gave a hint on my carbon monoxide poisoning incident, and I remember asking you if you would like to hear the full story of how it happened, and some said yes. So I am here today to give you the full gist. And another reason why I wanted to share my story is to unselfishly use my misfortune to educate and warn some of you who don't know much about carbon monoxide poisoning. Remember, I only knew about carbon monoxide poisoning after I've been exposed to it. So therefore, I have no doubt that most of you who are not exposed to it don't know much about carbon monoxide poisoning. For those who don't know what carbon monoxide poisoning is, it occurs when carbon monoxide builds up in your bloodstream. When there is too much carbon monoxide in the air, your body replaces the oxygen from your red blood cells with carbon monoxide, which may lead to serious tissue damage or even death. Some of the signs of carbon monoxide poisoning are headache, dizziness, weakness, and if you breathe in a lot of carbon monoxide, it can make you pass out. Now, enough of the theory and the transmitted doctor in me, and back to my story. So guys, this happened in May 2018. I just moved here. As I told you guys, the weather is so different from the weather in the Gambia. It used to be very cold for me, and we do use an electric heater to warm the house. And during this time, our heater was not good and the cold was unbearable. It was very cold. So one day I was talking with my house help and complaining about the cold, and she was like, why not use a jiko? Jiko in the Gambia, we called it furno. It's called furno. Jiko is like a local stove mostly used for cooking, yeah, with charcoal. You just put charcoal and yeah, it's used for cooking. So I was like, wow, nice idea. And I gave her money. The next day she came with the jiko and the charcoal. So every day in the evening before she will go, she will lit the jiko and placed it in the fireplace. And it was okay. I enjoyed. The house will be warm and I was not complaining again. After a few days of using the jiko to warm the house, I start having headaches. And I was like, maybe it's the sleepless nights I was having because I just gave birth to my son. And this boy, guys, this boy was not sleeping. I do stay up the whole night with him. So I was thinking maybe it's because of that. And not knowing that is the carbon monoxide I was inhaling. And my house help didn't tell me, like she didn't tell me that I should be opening the windows or maybe the doors if the jiko is inside for the smoke to go out or for air to get in. So on this particular day, it was unusually colder. The cold was on another level. So I pulled the jiko out of the fireplace. I placed it just right next to me. I was literally bending over the jiko. Mangdon Jaro, the enjoys Maboba. So at this time, my husband was sleeping inside and my son was just lying next to me on the couch. I was seated right next to the jiko, enjoying the warmth. And later, I wanted to go get something from the kitchen. When I stood up, I was so dizzy and so weak, I almost passed out. Then I shouted, and my husband rushed out. He came and grabbed me, placed me down, and gave me a paracetamol. After I took the paracetamol, but this pain, the headache continued, and I was still dizzy. And then my husband called a family friend of ours. They came through. A shout out to Royes and Beryl. They came immediately. They entered the house. They took the jiko, threw it outside, and they were like, this is carbon monoxide poisoning, because the house was full of smoke and the house of was full of smoke, and the doors and windows were all closed. Then they opened the windows and the doors, and they took us to the hospital, and we were there. We were put on oxygen. We spent the whole night in the hospital, I, my husband and my son, but they were not affected as much as I was. So the next day we were discharged. We came back home, and I started hearing crazy stories of carbon monoxide poisoning, how families died from carbon monoxide poisoning. The stories were just silent killer. It's very dangerous, and we thank God we were saved. We were lucky, and people are like, you guys are so lucky. And my husband just said, this Jiko is going to the trash. It's going right away, right now. We go. That's the end of the story. And remember, it's a true story. It happened to me. And again, the purpose of sharing it is with the hope that you may be one from my near-death experience and not go through the same experience. And thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and learn one or two things from the story. Bye and see you soon.